welcome to the Black Tornado Podcast, your home for underground metal music. As always, I'm your co-host, Adam.
Hola!
Hola! Ian is here with us as well, and this will be as fun for Ian as it'll be for anybody that's not from this area. Today, we're going to Indianapolis, Indiana, going to Indy. We're going to Naptown. We're going to Circle City. We're going to the home of many cool things, many cool bands.
Is Naptown a thing?
Naptown. You know why they call it Naptown?
I don't know, but I hope it's because it's the place where everyone has naps.
They call it Naptown because everything closes so fucking early.
That sounds like my kind of place.
Take a nap.
As
you
an
would
English person.
You would like Indy. Indy's cool because Indy has a little bit of everything. And instead of doing plugs on this episode, because I have been to Indy 10,000 times, I have family who lives in Indy. What's up, Vin?
Hi, Vin.
I have, he ain't listen to my damn show. That's some bullshit. I'm going to yell. I'm going to say, listen to this particular episode. I gave you a shout out. Anyway, been to Indy a bunch, got family out there, have been there for many shows, different events and whatnot. So instead of doing plugs on this episode, I'm just going to talk about some cool shit that's in Indianapolis, Indiana. So
correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Indianapolis is the other side of your state, isn't it, to you?
Yeah. I'm up, they're down.
Yeah, because we've talked about this previously.
Not all the way down. They're about in the middle. They're the heart of Indiana.
Yeah, I just remember us talking previously and it coming up because I was trying to gauge roughly where in Indiana.
Ian's trying to dox a motherfucker right now.
No, not at all. I was just saying, I remember it coming up because you were saying you lived much nearer to Chicago than you do in Indianapolis. And so during that conversation, you were like, Indianapolis is over there and I'm up here.
But what's really funny about it is Chicago is way closer, but I would rather drive to Fort Wayne or Indianapolis for a show. I mean, we're talking about double.
Why is that? Better crowds or?
I just like
better venues.
You know what it is?
Fair enough.
I like it there. The traffic, even in Indy, seems better than in Chicago. I'm sure the two are comparable. I'm sure somebody's listening to the show going, no, it's the same. Well, it could be, but I just like Indianapolis.
That's fair enough.
So on today's episode, you're going to realize why. Let's see. Yeah. So instead of plugs, I'm just going to talk about stuff that I think is cool, like the Indianapolis Indians, for example. If you want to get your baseball on, as you know, Indiana does not have a Major League Baseball team, while Illinois has two. So if you want to get your baseball on, you head on down to an Indians game at Victory Field. And this is really cool, people. If you have kids, as of this recording, almost the end of 2024, I believe this is still in play. Kids under the age of 12 on Sunday games get a voucher for a free hot dog, free bottle of water, and free chip. So that saves you like $20. So it's pretty cool. When you walk in, there should be somebody standing there in Indians gear, handing out little coupons. If you have kids, ages 12 or under, grab one of those coupons. You'll save yourself about $20. And with that being the first plug, Indianapolis Indians, send me a hat. I think I have like two of them, but send me a third. And let's get into our first band. This is Synaptic Suffering with City of Clone.
complicit in this, saying things that aren't news anchors don't lie.
The most inane nonsense I have ever heard.
President-elect is screening more than just tranquil white guys.
We decided to take a more detailed look at the link between immigrants and crime in this country.
I didn't say anything about this man's race. This story is not about
News
race.
anchors didn't don't disinformation. News anchors didn't don't disinformation. News anchors didn't disinformation.
So we've been playing more industrial stuff as of late, especially if you listen to the Robots episode. And I think that's really cool.
Really like that song.
But this is cool because this is like death industrial, which really makes these guys stand out, because when you think of industrial bands, you don't think of vocals like that.
Well, I see them as a sort of modern tech death band.
Sure.
It's got sort of influence of math rock and all of that stuff, but it is still very death metal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the vocals are real, deathy, and then you've obviously got this really heavy industrial tone. And when you think of a lot of industrial bands, it could be anything from Nine Inch Nails to Ministry to whoever. You really don't get vocals like that. Like that guy went real heavy.
Oh, and yeah, like vocally, was the guy I put in my notes when he went really heavy, like you're just saying. The guy that I heard was as an influence was Mitch Lucker era Suicide Silence.
Yeah.
Like that was what I, in those super heavy bits, I was like, oh, okay. And I've actually written in my notes, has Mitch era Suicide Silence vibes vocally. Big fan of the staccato style of the riff. The sort of math rocky gappy. It's da 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 da.
Yeah.
And also, I hope the band listen to this and they can answer this question. I suspect.
Tag.
Yeah. The intro, I really like the and obviously the effects used on the guitar throughout the song. But I suspect it's a ring modulator, the guitar effect, and I really like the sound of that. And I'd like to know if it is a ring mod. If the band listening.
Well, Synaptic Suffering, let us know if that was a ring mod. We're very interested.
Yeah, well, I am, because I've got a friend who once wrote a riff. He's the only person I've ever met who's managed to write a riff I liked with ring mod on it. It's just one of those, you have effects that you like and effects you don't. Like,
I'm a pedal junkie, brother. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but as like a personal preference, you'll like an example I'll use: chorus versus flanger. They're technically variations of the same effect, but people tend to like one or the other. Like I'm a chorus guy, I don't like flangers on stuff.
Yeah, it's funny because I like flanger.
Yeah, and you probably don't like choruses very much on songs.
I don't use them.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You have a thing where you're like, no, I love flange, just that doesn't interest me. Absolutely. And so like ring mod is one of those effects that a lot of guitarists will flick through on their effects and stuff, and it'll come on and they'll go, oh, that sounds cool. But then when they try to use it, it's not usable a lot of the time. Do you know what I mean? It's very difficult to get something using a ring mod that is like not eating up chunks of the song and sounding a bit weird. And
absolutely.
It sounds really good on that song. I loved it. So.
Yeah, that was really cool stuff. Let's see. Next on Adam's Stop to Indianapolis, we're going to head over to a place that I would bet even Ian has heard of. Maybe if he's only heard the name. You're hungry, you're a metalhead like we are, you got to stop over at Kuma's Corner. Trip to Indy would... No kidding. Okay. Well, listen, I'll give you the description. Maybe you heard of it. Trip to Indianapolis would not be complete without a stop at Kuma's Corner. featuring burgers from different bands that constantly rotates. A lot of the bands, when they're playing Indianapolis, Kuma's Corner will get the band in. So you could have anything from a cattle decapitation burger to a fucking deicide burger. Now,
I never heard of that. It's awesome. What a gimmick for a business that is. It's great.
Now, here's what's cool, since I know you've never been there. You know how when you go to most restaurants and stuff, they'll have the game on?
Yeah.
Well, not at Kuma's Corner. They got horror movies on every screen.
Yes.
So you can sit down and you can have the Pantera burger and you can watch Evil Dead 2 at the same time. How the fuck do you beat that?
You can't beat that. There is no beat that.
Entire establishment full of metalheads. When they're not, because the movies are captioned, and then throughout the bar you're listening to like Sleep. So you're like,
sweet.
Yes, you're listening to like killer fucking tunes while an awesome movie is playing, and you're eating like and don't get me wrong, it's not a gimmick. The food there is delicious. It's really good food. You're gonna get an awesome burger. It's just gonna be named after like Ohm or fucking Venom or something. It's just cool.
Just there's certain people I'm guessing they wouldn't. There's certain people they just wouldn't give it. Like I very much doubt they do like a Euronymous burger or an Ian Watkins burger, because nobody's going to want to eat the Ian Watkins burger.
Oh, that's gross. Yeah, dude, nobody.
What's that burger made out of? Baby cows.
No one at Kuma's Corner is going to make the Ian Watkins burger anytime soon. And I don't work there. I'm just saying that.
We use prepubescent meat.
Oh, God. All right, next song. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, here is a band.
Myself there.
Terrible. Here's a band that you heard if you listened to the Blood in the Cornfields episode. What's up, Blood in the Cornfields? This is Dead King's Peace with Gasoline.
Run away with a solid peace.
played them with Blood in the Cornfields. I'd been listening to them a long time because I pay attention to Indianapolis metal bands. And when we got in touch with Blood in the Cornfields, that's one of the bands that they had brought to us. So I thought, shit, I got to wait to use Dead King's Peace. And now we're at the Indianapolis episode, so that is perfect. I've been following these guys for a long time. I just think they're another killer band from Indy. People in other countries, our Filipino buddies, UK buddies. This is a band you probably never heard of.
They're a really good band. Like, what I'd say, and this isn't a dig at any other musicians, because I play various instruments and certain people play differently. They're just suited to different things. But in a band situation, the vocalist tends to make or break a band. Like, if you've got a special singer, you can have a slightly shit band and people will love it. And like, the vocalist in that band has really got something, like, he knows what he does, he knows how to do it, and he does it very, very well. And the band support him brilliantly. Like, it's well arranged. It's like, the way the song opens up in places between the vocals and the band and closes down again. But like, as the singer is the guy that shines, like his voice in that really cuts through and you go, oh, this guy can really sing.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally agree. That was really cool. Let's see. Band. Next place over on Adam's Naptown tour. I love Indie CD and Vinyl on Broad Ripple Street because that's the record store that you go to where you find something that you didn't even know you wanted. Today could be the new release of New Lamb of God, for example. And you walk to the record store, you go, I'm buying the new Lamb of God record. And you'll buy it, and you'll buy 3 other things that you didn't even know you want. I was there, this is forever ago, it's like 8 years ago. Dope put out American Apathy on vinyl. I'm a huge Dope fan, like bigger than most.
So what are your thoughts on him being 0 then?
I only think it's awesome because him and Wayne were such great friends that I think if somebody else did it, it would be like a cash grab weird thing.
Yeah, I agree 100%. He does a very good job of it.
I think that Edsel does a great homage to Wayne, which is what this current version of Static X is. I don't want to get into a whole thing.
I was going to say though, I think he did it as well, the right way going about it to start with, where even though it came out who he was pretty much straight away, everybody knew.
Well, yeah.
They just refused to talk about it. They were like, no, look, who he is not why we're doing this. We're doing this because he wants to sing like Wayne and Wayne was his friend. And
it's his friend. Like Wayne. He knows all the songs. He can do a very similar. I mean, Edsel sings, that new metal style.
Yeah.
And Wayne and Edsel were really not that far off.
No.
The guy is his best friend. He's obviously friends with everybody in Static X because they toured together about 10,000 times. So they're all friends. Again, I think that if anybody else did it,
there's certain bands that will remain nameless.
Yes.
Who
don't want to go there, dude. Just go with it. I don't know.
I know. I could go there.
I don't want to.
No, I know you don't. Want to. Which is why they're remaining nameless. But there are certain bands who lose members. When they come back after a few years with a new member,
it looks like a cash cow.
But also the way they handle it makes it look like a cash cow as well. Like the fact that they refused to basically even confirm it was him for about a year, even though everybody knew.
Yeah, they still haven't confirmed it technically.
No, exactly. They've just gone, look, this is not about who he is.
It doesn't matter who's under the mask. What matters is the memory of Wayne Static. And again, if you've seen, I haven't, so I'm just going off of YouTube footage, but if you've seen the live show.
Oh, it's fantastic.
There's mentions of Wayne every 4 seconds.
It feels like it's him the whole time. That's
what they want. And power to them. So anyway, a really long story around back to Indie CD and fucking vinyl. I grabbed that and I grabbed a import pressing of the first Eminem album. Not the one with the Slim Shady Infinity, the one that he was selling on cassette out of his car.
Yeah.
Indie CD and Vinyl is that place where I'll walk in and I'll go, I'm here for this. and then I leave with something I didn't even know existed.
That's the best kind of shopping.
The staff there is really cool. They have a great mix, any genre you could think of. They have a section. It's a pretty big store, and I've covered a decent amount of it. But going into indie CD and vinyl for me is kind of like going into a casino. I don't bring my wallet. I just bring my set amount of money, because if I have access to more money, I'll buy more.
You'll come home with more vinyl.
Dude, I'll come home with a milk crate full.
I know what you mean.
But it's really cool store. So if you're a record collector, and they have CDs and other things, but mostly vinyl. If you're a vinyl guy, you find yourself in Indianapolis, go to Broad Ripple, check out Indie CD and Vinyl. Tell them Black Tornado Podcast sent you, only because they don't know who we are. And I think that would be really funny if you walked in, you were like, Black Tornadoes, and then they go.
And if they mention us, Adam might send them like a sticker or something to put up in their shop.
Dude, if Indie CD and Vinyl message us, I'll send them one of everything. Stickers, buttons, I don't care. That's awesome. That's a great store. They're really cool people there. All right, enough about Indie CD.
I was just going to say quickly then, I'm guessing you do the same thing when you were saying about budgeting. You do the same thing I used to do. Right? Uh-huh. You go around, you pick up the stuff that you go, oh yeah, I really want that. But before you go and pay for it, you go, just going to have a look round, just make sure.
Oh, yeah.
You look round and then you find something else and you go, do I want that more? Because I'm only spending this much. So then you do this thing where you're like, right, I'll put that one back and I'll get that one. And then, but do I want that one more? And then you spend about 20 minutes analysing which of the 5 you're actually going to buy.
Well, see, what I do is I go by record rareness.
Yeah, that's a good way of doing it.
If I'm holding something in my hand and I know that the odds of obtaining it for this price later are almost impossible, I'm going to go with, if something just came out today, I might buy it, but I don't care if I have to put it back.
I don't know enough about that side of it to get into that stuff. So it just becomes, for me, like looking at the ones that are the options and going, right, which ones do I look at and want the most?
When I find something rare, I go, no matter what else I find, even if I only leave with this record, I am leaving with this record. Because, like I said, the odds of obtaining it, or at least obtaining it for this fair price, are impossible elsewhere. It's coming home. And sometimes I have left with just one purchase because I go, okay, this is a little higher than I want to spend, but it's really hard to find. So I just want to own it. You know, I can feel it in my hand, good shape.
It's just the way that my brain works. I'm fucking oblivious. And it's not just about music, to like the rarity of stuff. Like when people go on about cars and stuff like that. I find it interesting what the differences are that make things rare. Like with vinyls and stuff, I'm aware that it comes down to first pressings quite often use, but they'll use a different ink or something for the first pressing. So the first 100 look different.
To people like me, that is important.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm aware of it. But if you ask me what is rare, I am fucking oblivious. Like, I have no fucking clue, because my brain, I want it to be open to various information, but being on the spectrum, it kind of does its own thing about what it's interested in. And I get lured into these rabbit holes that go on for hours about absolutely nothing. Like, I'll spend hours researching like the history of guitar strings, what they were made of, just because I read something and then I'm like, oh, that's it. And then the stuff I actually mentally go, oh, I'd love to know how to do that. My brain just goes, well, I fucking don't, so good luck. And I'm like, I just can't do it.
All right, speaking of a fucking rabbit hole, that's what we're going on now. This plug's been going on for like 10 fucking minutes.
Who cares?
All right.
It's our show.
Yeah, but I want them to listen to this next band, because these guys are probably one of the bigger bands out of Indianapolis right now. They've been touring their asses off. They're really cool. You guys are going to enjoy Mother of Graves. This is Afraid. I'm happy that I was able to figure out a way to introduce them. I've had Mother Graves music since probably before I wanted to do the reboot of Black Tornado. So trying to find a place to fit Mother Graves in was important to me. And they're really blowing up Indiana-wise. They're really getting big.
I'm going to be honest. I'm really glad you did expose me personally to that, because when I heard it, there was a big vibe of a band that was really important to me years ago, and still is. Like, I've got not their entire discography, because the last few years have been dog shit, but it's In Flames. Like, they've got a real old school mellow death vibe, but with a slightly heavier vocal than In Flames. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's more on the death metal end of the vote, which is great. But it had that mellow death vibe, and like the intro, it's not a popular band to sound like, but I don't really have an issue with them. They wrote a few good songs. Had a like Bullet for My Valentine feel with the harmonized lead part of
I'd have to take your word for it.
Yeah, but like I really, really like that band. Like, I'm gonna look into them a lot, because if they sound that really is like the early In Flames stuff.
See, people, this is what we want for you guys. See, Ian's lucky, man. He constantly gets thrown all these new bands, and then he gets to find the ones like Mother of Graves, where he goes, man, as soon as the show's over, I'm gonna go listen to Mother of Graves.
Yeah, this is what
we want. This is what we want for 4 or 5. We done 15 damn episodes. That's
there's been loads of bands that I'm like, I can listen to this all day. But when you're saying there's 4 or 5 that even now I remember them. I'm going to go and listen to them.
Yeah, the ones that stand out.
I have had 4 or 5 of those moments, and I've had 5 of those moments in the last 15 years with bands, really.
Right.
Like, it doesn't, let's be honest, it doesn't happen very often where you hear a band that you have to go and listen to. You hear loads where you're like, oh yeah, I'll listen to that again.
Right.
But it's quite rare for you to hear something that your brain really connects with and goes, they get it. Like, I get it.
There's those certain bands where you just want to consume as much of their music as possible, and that's what's really cool about this show is I found a handful of bands myself where we'll play them, and then I just end up becoming a really big fan, of the bands. I like all the music we play, or else I wouldn't play it.
No, that's the point.
There's a handful of them where, just like Ian's saying, you go, holy shit, I gotta. And with Mother of Graves, I've just been listening to them for a really long time, and I thought that, hey man, Indianapolis episode, let's go.
Yeah, and the whole point of this show is for the people listening to get as many of their moments as we can as well. Obviously, you're not going to have one all the time, but you are, like we say every week, we hope you have 1.5 songs every week that you love.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah, sorry, every 2 weeks. It doesn't matter whether you're a grindcore fan or a Stoner Doom fan. We hope that you come across a song on an episode of our show that does what they're doing, like Adam said, for me at the moment, where you're like, Absolutely. I've got to go and listen to that. That's really, it's just something about that I really like.
And if you feel like a friend of yours or a band that you know or whatever would get the same satisfaction, help us out, man. Share the show. Tell it to your friends. Definitely. Tell it to the bands. Whatever.
If you don't like us, fucking share the show. Fuck you all. Share the fucking show.
Yeah, tell them if you don't like us.
To quote myself in the earlier episodes, fucking share the show, you bellends. Just grow a pair of balls and share the fucking show. Fuck you all. Share the fucking show.
This is why on the live stream, I'm going to have to mute him on.
No, just don't say anything that will provoke me and it's fine.
Yeah, by not listening to the show. All right,
yeah, exactly. Anyway. Yes, show up or I'm going to go on a fucking rant on the live show. If that's empty, they can kick us off.
Please show up so I don't have to fire Ian.
That's my challenge to myself. If nobody shows up,
You're just gonna
go on such a big rant at YouTube. Pull us.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I want. Jesus. All right. Anyway, back on Adam's tour in Naptown, Black Circle. They have a bunch of pinball machines, really cool ones. They have their IPA beers, their different beers that they have. They have really good food, and it's a really killer venue that tends to. I mean, they'll play a lot of different stuff, but you can catch stoner metal bands there. You catch bands like I Hate God, and you can catch the first band that I ever saw there, which is the next band on the show. This is Hate Song with Forever Blackfire. people that listen to the original Black Tornado podcast will remember Hate Song. I played them, I think, right at the end. Maybe it was the last episode. They're a really great band. They put on a great show. Do want to take 2 seconds to say rest in peace, D.V. Karloff. You are missed, sir. I'm fortunate to have seen you live. That was a good time. So anyway, Hate Song. Really cool. That was off the... they just put it on an EP. Was it last year? Something like that. So that's a track off that last EP.
I've always got time for metal in swing time. Any metal in swing time has just got a groove to it for me that I'm like, yeah, I can get with this. It's what Pantera made a career out of.
Yeah.
Just ting, 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 ting. It's just in the background all the time as a timing. You know, if you've got that on a bell or a cymbal accent or something, stuff just makes you move.
Well, make sure to go over to Hate Songs. I want to say Facebook, Instagram. I know Bandcamp, obviously, and get some more Hate Song in your system, man. They got a full album out, and I think some other stuff. So you'll definitely get your fill with good old Hate Song.
Yeah, it's a good old style death metal ripper with sort of slightly more tribal sound on the rhythm section. Like
absolutely,
a bit less tight and a bit bigger, but it's just a good fucking swing death metal song. Love it.
All right, people, let's get into the last plug before we listen to this episode's last song. This is really cool. Saved them for last for a reason. Are you tired of TV bullshit wrestling where it's all fake and everybody's a pussy? Well, then you need Asylum Deathmatch Wrestling. Gusset plates, light tubes, barbed wire matches will definitely make you say, holy shit. I took my brother and I took a pal of mine to an AWR show. You're just covered in fucking shards of glass.
Send your plug to John Moxley. He'll make an appearance, I'm sure.
Hey, man, I know John Moxley. Moxley is awesome.
Well, he genuinely does still make appearances in indie deathmatch shows. Yep. So that's why I'd say, like, get that sent to John Moxley. He might just randomly show up one night.
I'll have to look and see if Moxley has done an AWR event, because they're coming up, man. They're big, and a lot of their shows are just really cool, man. I mean, really cool stuff. I haven't been into deathmatch wrestling as long as, you know, some of these guys have been watching for 20 years, but for the last few years, I've gone to a lot of different events, be it AWR, be it what's the other one? Is it ND? I can't think of it at the moment. But I've been to a handful of different events before, and it's really fucking cool. Me and my brother were front.
It gets messy.
We were front row for was it Tournament of Death? Boy, I can't think of it at the top of my head. But anyway, my brother, we were front row, and my brother ended up standing in the back because he just kept getting just showered in glass tubes every time. I mean, 20 of them would burst. Yeah, and you got to think
you're the explode as well.
You're the front row. You're only like 10 feet away. So yeah, man, when these dudes are bleeding and these dudes are in fucking pain, you can tell from about 20 feet away that shit's absolutely real. It's really cool. If you're into deathmatch wrestling, check out AWR, that's Asylum Deathmatch Wrestling. I should
imagine there's probably a tetanus warning somewhere on the ticket.
Hey, man, the warning is that you fucking better know what you're walking into.
Well, let's be honest. You don't walk into a deathmatch wrestling match.
No, you
stay there unless you know what's going on.
And at the very least, I tell people, if you're worried about this, that, and the other, stand in the back. You can still watch everything that's going on. You're just not watching it from 10, 15 feet away.
And the hepatitis risk is a lot lower.
Well, not completely without cause, but yes, much lower. All right,
I'm sure they test their wrestlers. I'm not insinuating they don't.
No,
that was just a joke. I was just trying to think of some blood-borne disease, and the only other option that came to mind was much worse than hepatitis.
Yes, absolutely. One of the few things worse than hepatitis.
Oh, fucking hell, I'm on one today, ain't I?
Jesus. All right.
It's been a bad week. You know, I apologize.
As Ian's going, we're going to jump into our latest band. We're going to get out of here. This is Cadaverous with Bludgeoned. And as we close out the Indianapolis episode with some brutality and a really nasty bass line, I really like the drum change-ups. That was really cool.
There was some nice tempo changes and little groove switch-ups in there.
There's your groove right there.
Yeah, it was. I really like the slower groove bass of that song. Because modern metal does tend to lend it, generally speaking, tends to get a bit techie. People in the modern metal scene tend to want to play fast. Mm-hmm. And that seems to be the thing at the moment. It'll change up again. Do you know what I mean? That's what grunge was, a rebellion against shredding in the 80s. So, but at the moment, the predominant thing seems to be quite fast tempos in songs. And it was nice to hear a band go, no, we're going to do a slower groove-based one, a grinder. And it's well arranged, well performed, pretty good song.
Yeah, really good stuff. All right, we're going to wrap it up. That was 5 bands in 5 different places in Indianapolis. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. As always, I'm your co-host, Adam.
Bye. I don't know what bye is in Spanish. What is bye in Spanish?
Should have I know.
I said hello when I came in, didn't I?
I was going to say, why would it be in Spanish? But yeah, okay.
Okay, au revoir.
Yeah, au revoir. All right, we'll catch you guys soon. Take care. Be safe. Bye-bye.
Peace.